Hi guys, thanks for the waiting. This is part 6 of What If Kamen Rider Genmu was in RWBY. So let's start. Chapter 6, Brutal Honesty. Beacon Academy, Ace's room, morning. Yawn tilde. Getting up from my comfy bed, taking a quick stretch for a quick crack. Morning, I said to Kuroto and Aero. Morning, Kuroto replied, as Aero calls. After finally getting some nice sleep for once in forever, I woke up to notice Kuroto sitting on his research chair drained of his usual energy. And by that I mean he's dead tired. Maybe it's because he's working on gashats for me. So that I don't have to keep relying on the same 3 weight. I haven't used Dragon Knight Hunter Z. I actually feel pretty stupid right now, then again, if I didn't just outright yell and get sort of close with everyone back there. Mostly fighting Dan because his whole god complex. I'd probably get even more insane if I was him all of a sudden. But still, I feel like I should keep my thoughts to myself if I try to be too open about myself. Shakuriki sports double-edged sword. Even though I appreciate the speed, the drawback is my mind racing out from my mouth. Ah well, guess I gotta get to class. It is really hard to think about it now because in a way, this academy's basically a college in this world. Back in my Earth, it'd tend to be residing with someone, then taking classes for 4 years mind you, and you graduated for the degree you were aiming to because of taking college. Remnant's standards, however, is obviously different. You have to live 4 years with 3 other people, then you'll graduate and boom. Certified huntsman. I'm pretty sure we don't have a school system like that in our world. Has to create our own weapon that's our tool to fight creatures made from someone besides Salem that's full on bent ruining Remnant and claiming it as by killing Osborn. Huh. That's actually a really bad thought to say seeing how it's legit happening. Oh well, I've been sent here to defeat the enemies anyway. Enough of that deep thinking, I should get ready. Kicking out of my bed as I opened a closet next to my side of the room, I ordered the nice and clean uniform, all proper dandy looking. For students who attend in Beacon Academy, we actually have to wear the uniform that are required at all times. Required to wear my school uniforms, my ass. Usually I'd be the nerd and put on all of these with formal, looking all gentlemanlike. But right now in school uniform. Fuck no, it's best if I wear it how I like it. But first, bathtub time. Aero woke up and followed me into the bathtub, somehow getting hold of a smaller towel. 30 minutes later. Bathtubs are super fun when you got a rubber duck with ya, and a small baby nevermore. The rubber ducky was just floating on the water in front of me, but eventually swayed back and forth. It's too bad IT couldn't stay fucking balanced. Once the duck sunk down, for some reason Aero was able to float on the water tub like a duck. Ha! I just lightly nudged him and just smiled. It's weird to see you in the bathtub with me. It's pretty adorable to see this happening. It's weird, like doesn't water affect me or something? Not even complaining. Just going deep further down the tub smiling, letting the nice pink bubbles do its thing. While Aero is standing on top of the pink soap, brushing his back and armpits. Ah, the nice silent and peaceful atmosphere. Hopefully it stays like this. Oh well, I should probably go to class so I'm not late. Don't wanna be late for the first day of SCO. Naadi. Who said that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Looking for my bath towel, which is surprisingly white that has Jen's face planted into it. I feel like Osborn knew I was going to stay here. Speaking of Osborn, how did he get something that's made for us men in culture? I like this privilege already. Aero grabbed his smaller bath towel and dried himself too. Instead of putting it on that's specifically supposed to be neat and proper. I didn't take the red tie or blue vest it comes along. I didn't button up the black suit that's pretty lined in what I can say is actual gold. While putting on my white sleeve shirt underneath that I'm keeping them with me forever, also wearing black shoes and black pants. No, it's not the pants I've been wearing for the past 2 days. Scratch that. Anyways, the gold I'm fucking sure I'll sell M for a profit when someone offers to buy it. Finally dressed up, Aero was going to tag along with me, but I stopped him with my left index finger. Sorry pal, but you're gonna have to lay low here with Kuroto, okay? He was at first against it, but listened and just went back to sleep on my bed. I wish I can bring you with me, but I can't. Not yet. The bird like Grimm cawed sadly. Trust me, I really want to show everyone how fucking awesome a mere human has a little nevermore on his head most times. Alright Kuroto, I'm going to my classes now. Kuroto simply sent a wave off and snored once more. Wow, he's lazy. Laters. I waved goodbye, opening the door and closing it so no one can see who's inside my room. Once I closed the door to my room, I heard people talking about me not from afar. Who's he? Apparently he's the first huntsman Professor Osborne announced after the initiation test. Kid's going to become a solo in his first year. Boy, that's gonna be a hard obstacle for him. But he looks cute though. I'm manly, damn it. Manly. Okay, ignoring the compliments, I take out my schedule to see my first few classes today. Wow, I only get one class per day. That's pretty nice to see. G-O-O-M-E-E. First of, or rather one of the few riders from different remnant worlds in terms of fanfiction standards to become a solo huntsman. Actually, what are the benefits of having such dumb title? Hopefully plenty of things, cause it's going to suck if I get nothing good in return. Alrighty then. The first class is Professor Port. Fuck. Guess we're already heading straight to the cannon hut. Well, I'll be damned, but shit. That means Weiss is still going to act like a bitch in the first volume. UGGGGGH. Wait, I'm here in RWBY, so why the fuck can't I change their behaviors instead? That means things will change, of course, but it could also help them improve earlier than expected. So Weiss is going to be the first to change, seeing how the actual professors did jack shit. Hell, Osborne only said what every people who already knew what they were getting into when put as a team leader. Shit, either I go and give advice to RWBY or Weiss. Why not both? I can just go and help out Weiss, then head out to help the adorable little precious cinnamon that deserves the PROTECC. Alright, that means I'm going to have to show my powers in front of so many people. Sounds like it's going to be a great day, right? Nope, the after results of doing Voodoo Grimm Tame in public is going to be a bad thing. They'll probably think I'm a freak who might have caused them to suffer, because apparently I ordered those monsters to kill their loved ones or family. Not only being called and yelled at for being a freak, but rumors will eventually spread like wildfire until both higher-ups like Ironwood or the Council are going to take action sooner or later. I hope to any god that none of the rumors will be shared to either Cinder or Salem. Hell, even Emerald. She's good with getting information because of her great acting ability and illusion in case if the three murderers are going to find out the hard way. Mercury would only know if he beats the living shit out of them. That's usually what rumors would be spread over a guy who tames Grimm for a living. I know it's a terrible decision to do. But I have to. It's stupid to just reveal myself all of a sudden like, yo, what's up, I can tame Grimms, hee hee, I can also help make them evolve too. God, this is gonna suck. But it'll be worth it, maybe. And since I'm in Beacon, being the nerd schmert classmate I am, I think I'll be able to at least get a stable grade or much more higher if I wanted to. Remember, I'm usually the one to go to classes late, but now that I'm in Remnant, it could be exciting. Beacon Academy, Professor Port's class, morning. It's FUUUUUCKINGBOORING. Didn't think Port's speech could be this boring, like goddamn. Ah well, I'll suck it up and take notes, since the majority of it is his adventures when he was young. I hear giggling as I had to turn my eyes to see RWBY showing her drawing to her teammates. Yang laughed, except for Weiss and Blake, the former getting angry. I could try and draw again, which has been a long time, plus it should be easy to send it to RWBY via airplane. Mind you, I'm not much of a great artist, but I can come up with a sketch at least, whenever I'm bored about my mind, that is. Meh, I guess this could buy me some time and do it anyway. I started ripping out another piece of paper on my handy black notebook and twirling around my pencil. Let's see, alright. Let's draw Port sitting on a toilet making it look like he's taking a shit position, while also smiling. His butt would show. I don't want to scar RWBY the basic anatomy parts all artists would usually draw first, adding the stink lines coming from the said butt including fart clouds as well. As I had planned, the colors of Port and the position fit not so perfect but not so clean. Then again, I'm not really much of an artist. PFFFFFFFFFFFFFT. Aha. He looks like he's contemplating on life as the fart shows behind him. Holy shit, I'm not that rusty at all. Oh yeah, wanna know where I'm sitting at since most of the tables here are pretty empty? To think other years would skip classes, TCH, what a shame. I mean I would as well because this academy will eventually get torn down. Doesn't bother me one bit. Okay, it bothers me a lot. It's actually making me nervous a lot because of the canon events happening at the table. What was I talking about? Oh right, for a solo huntsman, they'd either have to sit in the front, basically, in a single table just for yours truly. Beautiful. But alas, I just picked a table near Team RWBY and JNPR. Which isn't much to say for JNPR, yes, Nora is just talking to Ren as usual. Privilege aside, let me just hand this to Yang. Scrambling my piece of paper of masterpiece, I threw almost at Yang's hair. Oh my god. I could have gotten pulverized by her if my drawing landed on her hair. Jesus Christ. I keep forgetting that no one shouldn't mess with her hair. Reminding myself of the consequences honestly scares me to shit. The paper landed in front of the table near Yang, who at first didn't notice, but intrigued by who threw it, she turned her head toward me, quickly making hand movements of, open it. And I pointed at RWBY, give it to her. She understood what I meant and once she opened it. Wham! Wow, I didn't think I hit the nail on that drawing. Yang was controlling her guts and passed it to Blake, the latter let out a small chuckle. Even though Blake was going to pass it to Weiss, who's busy writing notes about the most useless lesson Port is lecturing. Instead she had to throw it as well, not too hard. RWBY, who was just a wing her masterpiece, was disrupted by her gaze and saw the paper Blake threw. What? Blake pointed at the paper and made another hand movement meaning, open it. She was at first confused but eventually got the hint, but once she did. RWBY was chuckling madly and mouthed, who did it? Blake jabbed a thumb towards my way, the little red hood nodded and gave me a thumbs up and an okay hand. Okay. Listen here, you drew a stick figure of Port. I made art. How could you? A small smile led out on my lips, as I nodded back. Ah well, she's just a kid anyway. It's honestly nice to see other people's reactions of my sketches. Weiss stopped her track of note writing and looked straight up annoyed at the sudden ruckus RWBY and Yang are making. I'm a great dude to hang with when making jokes. Jokes that hurts my soul, that is. Ahem. Port coughed to get our attention. So in the end, the Beowulf was no match for my sheer Tanak. Blah blah blah, he's a hero. Ask Saitama, that guy's a hero just for fun. Bald but yet overpowered, maybe being bald is the answer. Ugh, please end my boredom, God. After a few more minutes passed of Port's lecture, it's time for that to happen now. Not even a lecture, it was just a straight-up grandpa story. Actually, how old is he? I'm pretty sure no one figured out the actual ages of each professor. Just around their 20s or so. I'll never get my answers when regarding a necessary topic that should be known. Anyway, the moral of this story. A true huntsman must be honorable. A true huntsman must be dependable. A true huntsman must be straight. I cut off his speech and proceeded to continue with the rest of the boring monologue. A true huntsman must be strategic, well-educated, and wise enough to face challenges head-on. I copied his tone and did what I felt wasn't necessary to do, but hey, someone's got to hurry the pace up. Everyone was quiet as all heads turned to me, having different reactions. Most thinking I'm weird, or so. However, as for Port, he smiled. I can't tell if it's his actual smile or his moustache moves whenever he talks and expresses for him. Having great moustache comes with great responsibility. Ha! I'm hilarious. Thank you, Ace. I knew you being a solo huntsman wasn't just a title. He nodded as he got a bit more excited. I'm glad to hear you're quite the excited one. Neither did I, but who am I complaining? Oh right, no one. I fixed my bored look into an exciting smile. Thanks, Professor Port. Sorry about disrupting you on your words, though. Listen, I need to be on good terms with teachers. I know it might make me seem to look like a teacher's pet. But I can assure you that I just want good grades. Literally, for the grades. And maybe possibly get closer to Glind. No. Stop, I just talked this over with you, head. Then she rewards me with her WHI. Alright, that's enough of that. Ahem, dirty mind away. Port puts his thumb on his chin. Well then, since you're well brave and a strong young man eager to fight. He points at the cage with his axe. Then how about proving the title and display your well-fighting techniques? The cage starts to rattle crazy when two red glowing eyes from the shadow figure, or rather creature. If I remember correctly, what are they called? Borbatusk. Ye are those. I actually can kill it with just one single slice and dice. Or, I can tame it. Then again, I already have Kuroto watching Arrow. I don't want to flood the room with Grimms for Kami to take care of. I'll need to think of something to keep my tamed Grimms to live in. Speaking of Kuroto watching Arrow, I wonder what they're doing when I'm not around. Beacon Academy, Ace's room, afternoon. Oi! Don't peck my works. You insufferable little. Kuroto let out a sudden burst and tried chasing Arrow all around the room. One by one, Arrow just lands on a surface. Kuroto would try to catch him with his hands, even though he could just use his Bugster data form to do so. It's still funny to see the silly chase. Arrow just screeching and flying around Ace's and Dan's apparent room crying for his master to return. Kuroto kept trying to shoo him off the room, but eventually gave up with a sigh. Why did he have to bring an annoying little bird who's trying to ruin my perfection of gashats in stage? Kuroto sitting on his chair, already having to deal with someone who'll keep his company for a little while. Arrow cawed with a shrug and just looked away. The game master found the perfect chance and leaped to Arrow. The latter noticed and flew away as he pecked Kuroto's head a lot. Kusama. Oh well, I can imagine them having fun together, talking with one another, even though Arrow can't talk since he's small. I mean, crazy people know a way to communicate, right? Yeah, I'm totally right. Sorry Kuroto, but you're getting one more Grimm into the fray. I'll have to think of a name for the Borbatusk. Shouldn't be hard to think of. For now I'll see what I can do. I nodded. Sure, I'll give it a go, letting out a small smirk on my face as I hopped off my single table and jumped up to the stage. Port responded with a pose. Excellent. Please step out and get your battle outfit. I shook my head as I stayed not too far away from the cage. Nah, I don't have a battle outfit for myself, since I already have one made right here. I took out my gamer driver, slamming it on my waist. Game driver. With the sudden click, people are amazed and some confused with the strange device they're looking at. Ho ho. What is that, young man? Professor Port asked. I grimaced as I had to take a deep breath, shaking away the bad memories. As I said before, something that'll kill you. Taken back by the sudden statement, Port decided to move away from the topic, seeing how he watched my frown. I see, putting his thumb on his chin. Then, continue on whatever kind of show you have, young man. I quickly took out Proto Mighty Gashat X and pushed the lever down as I took my henshin stance. Mighty. Action. X. Whoa. Everyone yelled in excitement, looking at the chocolate bricks spewing out of the holographic screen that appeared behind me. It's like a video game. Grade 0. I flipped the Gashat down, slotting inside the driver. Gashato. Henshin. I said, pulling the pink lever once more, revealing the screen displaying in front of me. Gakken. Level up. Mighty jump. Mighty kick. Mighty Actio tilde N. X. I started taking a few steps through the screen, transforming into my level 0 form through the screen. RWBY's reaction was your average child excited to see an amazing henshin sequence in real life. Well, I don't know if they have parodies like Kamen Rider in here, but hey, it could be interesting. Blake raised one of her eyebrows, now witnessing it in full form. Weiss just straight up shot a look of curiosity. Yang was quite surprised on this, however she saw the form before as well. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like Weiss will try to steal the game driver and use it. No, if she expects me to hand over this, then I'd have to put superglue to it on my waist, forever. Yeah, it sounds pretty funny than it looks, but also painful if she can actually do that. Funny possibility aside, I cracked my neck back and forth. Let's get this over with. I reached my hand to the air, pulling out the same weapon as always. Gashaken. Breaker. Amazing armor. This armor looks quite intimidating, might I add. But how come this weapon of yours looks like a... Port didn't want to sound rude, but I get what he's asking. A hammer toy? I said. He nodded. Nah, it would be pretty challenging if it didn't have the other mode I'll need. Port hummed. Now then, it's time to reveal your opponent, he says in excitement. All right. He takes out his axe with ease. Let the match begin. He swings his axe to the lock. The gate reveals a wild boar-like Grimm. It has similar features of a usual boar, including cloven feet, a line of hair sprouting from its spine, snub snout, and tusks. 4 eyes, a series of plates along its back and on its thighs, and 2 extra sets of tusks, including 2 large curving tusks. You know what? After seeing that awesome picture of this Grimm once it grows, I'm dead set on taming it instead. Should be easy, right? The Borbatusk growls, and starts to charge straight towards me. I dodged by jumping over him, landing with ease. Oh ho! Such great maneuver and reflex abilities you have, Port says in a commentary style. I shrugged with no hint of caring. Come on, Tilda Ace. Ruby cheered with her fist pumped. Ace has this in the bag. Yang joined as well. Fight well. Blake waves a flag with the logo of Proto Mighty Action X's face. Would you 3 please be quiet? He needs to focus, Weiss said to the other 3 as they all stopped talking. Weird, I don't remember Blake having my logo as the flag. The way I see it, it just reminds me of those harems who cheer that dense as fuck main protag and fight about it as well. Weiss, however, I didn't think she cared. Oh, right, I remember that. Hoo boy. For Team JNPR they all cheered as well, not loud that is. I'm really going to have to ask if a human or faunus can make love to a bugster. That's going to be a weird topic, but hey. It's KUROTO, so maybe. Ah well, I did make things a bit more complicated than it should. But Kuroto staying here as well didn't help. Well, not really, since he will proceed to finish recoding the gashats I'll need in due time. So I guess I won't need to rely on just 4 gashats. Probably going to ask if he has a better and faster gashat that doesn't affect my mind on full throttle reveals to people. So specifically, Bakuso bike. It's pretty much what I'll need for speed. Even though Shakuriki Sports doesn't really help much with speed, it doesn't serve a good purpose since it'd slow me down. Hopefully he has the proto version of it instead, and said gashat doesn't contain career inside as well. Oh god, if he brought the Bugster squad. My room will be a mess. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Kuroto, once classes are done and all. Squee! Ace, look out! Ruby cried out. I turned to see the Borbatusk charging straight to me as I had to quickly press the A button and clashed with the boar like Grimm's tusk. Yarkin! Once we both clashed, sparks were madly violent as I had to remember one thing I forget to mention whenever I'll face these types of species. The Borbatusk started spinning mad fast as it knocked me back a bit, spinning again as it rolled to me. They can spin dash just like Sonic does, and boy is that what I didn't want to see with my own 2 eyes. Ruby hissed as Weiss looked pissed. See? Damn it, Weiss. I groaned, catching Gashaken Breaker with my right hand as I jumped over the Borbatusk again and took a quick slice. It damaged not too hard but quite a little bit. I had to kick it away from me as we took our respective distance. The Borbatusk charged with its tusks on its head. I tapped the B button, reverting back into hammer mode. Taking a baseball player's pose, I held the Gashaken Breaker like a bat with both hands. Batata tatatata. I timed the hit once the boar-like Grimm rolled. Swee-eng. I landed a major hit on the body, sounding like it dealt a big crack on its shadowy body. Sending it back away near the cage, the trembling of its weak body made me remembered Aero for some reason. Aero's a baby. This Borbatusk is somewhat in its mid-state of growing. Yet I can't feel the urge to kill the damn thing, maybe because they're adorable. You know what, screw it. I'm too bored of fighting that Tusky boar. Hey, Tusky. The only way to do so is to be careful and try. Alright, I think I can do something about it. I sighed as to why I do stupid things like I'm going to right now. Alright, that's it, I said, making others confused. What's he doing? Is he crazy? Maybe he's not the type we all would think he is. The annoying students started murmuring behind me, making me tick. I turned around and scoffed. Shut the hell up, you sack of shits. I yelled towards the students. I don't see any of you, except Weiss, bother proving who you are. The students were quite shocked of what I said and remained silent at my remark. Port narrowed his eyebrows. Watch your tongue, young man. Sorry, I'm just tired and I'm quite moody. I narrowed my eyes at him, but quickly fixed my composure. Look, if what I think Osborne may have told you and the other professors, then you'll understand quite literally what I mean. That's it, I quoted as I let go of my gas-taken breaker, taking my steps slowly towards the Borbatusk. Come here, I let my right hand out as slowly again. I'm not going to hurt you anymore. Others were shocked and were hesitant to say shit I didn't want to hear from their mouths. The Borbatusk stopped what it's doing and just took a few steps in front of me. What oh? Port intrigued, what's happening? Is this what you meant by it's over? A tactical try? What Professor Port's idea wasn't the same as mine since I didn't intend to harm this thing. The small Borbatusk just oinked, struggling to get up. Damn, I really did mess it up. I hope that if I can tame it, the bones and everything can go back to normal. Slowly taking steps in, I crouched to meet the little ball Grimm and moved my right hand, feeling its hard steel Grimm mask. With sounds of happy oinks confirmed that it's tamed. The purple light glowed all over it as I felt a sync with it along with Aero. I watched the wounds and bones snapping back, recovered in an instant. Ooh. So that's how it works. That's actually quite a good graphic show of how I have to tame correctly. Anyways, as for its gender, it's a dude. Okay, now I think it's better off to confirm that every Grimm's a dude instead of a chick. Then again, they couldn't just straight up grow from Salem, Oregon someone, oh right, I keep forgetting about that. Can't be quite surprised if there's actually a female Grimm that I have yet to see possibly. Now the little guy's tusks itself, it's pretty strong. Like holy shit, they're damn sturdy. No wonder that's how Weiss sucked at using her weapon against this guy, he's a fucking tank. To think I just found myself the most craziest, sturdiest of tusks coming from a Borbatusk I've met. Now that I think about his new name, I think I got just the one. So, Ace, what are you going to do? I interrupted his question as I closed the pink lever and pulled out PMAX from the Henshin slot. Gashun. By pulling out the PMAXO Gashat, I transformed back into civilian form all while letting out a smile. Simple, he's tamed. Neither he and I will fight against each other, and to make sure, he won't be charging straight at the other students as well. I answered. Well, Professor Port, I'm keeping this guy with me and you can't say no cause it's already settled. Port's jaw dropped, shocked at what just happened. He coughed once more to focus. Dear how did you tame a small little Borbatusk like I? It's a dude. I interrupted what he was going to say again. He nodded. It's quite odd to see a human tame a Grimm. Frankly, sir, that sounds like a myth that I just witnessed. Everyone were all shocked with jaws opened. Blake's eyes were raised high in plain surprise. Weiss just kept stuttering. The ones who weren't so surprised were RWBY, Yang, and Genm, since they both remembered Aero when I first met them. How? Port didn't want any more students going wild as to be witnesses to this scene. I suppose the lesson ends here. He quickly pats me on the back. It appears we have quite a brave and friendly huntsman towards these Grimms. Can't say for the Grimms that actually feel like killing everyone here, I said with no amounts of caring, petting the Borbatusk's head softly. Oh, be sure to cover the assigned readings and stay vigilant, he said in a hurry. Class dismissed. He disappeared in front of everyone as another point on my words stuck on the kiddos. I know I may be acting like an asshole right now, but I honestly don't care when they'll make the rumors or keep calling me freak. If I'm going to be where the Faunaces have trouble living, I'll do my damn best to help them. Students were now getting off their asses from the chairs and walked off, showing looks of curiosity and glares at my way. A freak. Maybe he's the cause of the Grimms going mayhem. Can't say. I remember he tamed a small Nevermore. A small Nevermore. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Now it's a Borbatusk he tamed. Crazy. Weiss let out with a huff and walked off the class with anger. Borbatus, being the grim he is, sensed the negative emotions from the rest of the not important crowds and growled. "It's fine, I'm used to being hated." I waved him off as I started stroking underneath the boar-like's grim chin. I chuckled. "I'll name you Taro." The now named Taro just squealed in response. "Welcome to the team, Taro. Although I'll need you to stay by my side, and probably inside my room for now," I said as Taro oinked, most likely confused. "So no one tries to kill you," I answered, petting Taro's head once more for fun and to calm him in case if he gets scared. He saluted at that, and oinked. Since I couldn't hear much of the conversation they all had, guessing Weiss got angry cause RWBY kept shouting things for me. "Sheesh, what's with her?" Jorn says, not too loud but mere I'm used to remembering what they say in the episodes. RWBY eventually chased after Weiss. Blake and Yang, not following, just went towards me as usual. "So, Yang twirled her yellow hair. "You're going to explain us about what just happened, right?" I nodded. "Yeah, but not now. It's too much of a hassle to tell only the two of you and the rest of Team JNPR without RWBY and Weiss," I replied, still petting Taro. Taro put his butt down on the ground looking at the class around him. "Right," Yang said with a shrug. Blake just looking cautiously at Taro, trying to not get charged. "Hey, that's cute to see a CA, I mean Blake scared of something else than dogs." "Blake, he's not going to hurt you," I laughed while pointing at Taro, who is still doing nothing but lazily sitting down on the stage's floor. The cat fauna's still not believing a thing I just said. I sighed. "Alright, hey Taro, come here for a quick second." He got up his butt and followed where I was standing and oinked. Turning my head to Blake and grabbed her left hand. "Sorry for not asking," I apologized quickly, before she was going to slap my right hand away, but apparently she felt the warmth and softness. Holding hands aside. I dragged her hand to touch Taro's mask. He oinked but in a confusing look. Eventually letting go of her hand, she stroked under the boar-like Grimm's chin. "He's nice," she said with a small smile. Well, that was quick. Yang followed as well, and they both started petting Taro as he was enjoying it. Yang got much more happy to see it fully close. I coughed to gain their attention as Taro saw me. He knew what I was going to say and walked to where I'm standing as he oinked. I clapped my hands together as I laughed again, and pet Taro again softly, to which he enjoyed again. "Well, now that classes are done, Taro and I will have to go back to classes and get our sleep," I said while doing a cool two-finger salute. I walked away from the remaining students. "Let's go, Taro." Taro nodded and followed me as well. "Alright, guess I got to be the man of the inspiring quote, I guess." I popped out of my head out of the door, looking at how Weiss walking off once more, RWBY standing there with a guilty expression. Sigh. Though I could possibly not do this, but hey, I can still try. So, let's head straight up the stairs then. Taking the stairs up silently, rushing as I followed Weiss without turning my head to RWBY, who tried to call me back. Who if this fucking school has a fuck ton of stairs, it better be damn worth it because my fucking legs are dying. Spotting a glimpse of white hair, after literally having to raise my head, knowing it's her just watching the view from here. She heard my footsteps, but doesn't pay attention though. Holding deep breaths, coughing my throat to not sound like someone who's dying. "Weiss," I said, the little snowflake turning around to spot me with a frown. "What do you want?" I sighed, regretting the question I have to ask in order for her emotion to trigger. "What's wrong, Weiss? You've been acting more annoyed than usual," I asked. "Why did you leave the class storming off away from your team?" Weiss faked a gasp. "Oh, what's wrong with me? Gee, I sure wish I knew the reason." Holy fuck, I really want to slap her some senses. Using my stoic face, I let her continue her oh-so-dramatic expression. "Ace, seeing how you politely asked me without RWBY following you, I'll tell you," she yelled. "Why's RWBY the team leader? Why didn't Osborne pick me? I did everything to be pointed as a leader, yet I wasn't." Oh god, I have this urge. Sigh. Calm down me, never let your anger show in public. Be serious, but not to the point of being angry. Weiss, what you just said proves why you're not team leader, I said, causing her to get angry more. Listen to me and take my words to heart. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. How dare you? I thought you're supposed to be our leader, someone who's actually smart enough to tell that I could have been. Weiss. She stopped, taken aback by my outburst. I facepalmed, taking another breath out to calm down again. What you're saying is that Osborne made a mistake. A mistake that you're repeating it is. I sat down near a bench, watching Weiss look down. Look at me, she did, sir, albeit hesitantly. I can't say I know Osborne enough to say it is, but I can actually say that he's made a good choice. Don't get me wrong, you're good at whatever you know of. But you have one thing that's pulling you back. And that's your spoiled behavior, the one that demands to get what they want, and if they don't get it then they'll bitch about it forever. Don't even try and refuse what I just said. You're the heir to the Schnee Dust Company. I said. That means you got everything you wanted in a silver platter because of your father. But when something doesn't go your way, you'll cry about it. Weiss darted her eyes away. If you never had that kind of behavior inside you, then you'd be the greatest by now. But something's pulling you back. I may not know what it is, but when you overcome that obstacle, that's when you can become the greatest Schnee, and as a huntsman as well. I sighed. As for RWBY, she's a fucking child, Weiss. That doesn't matter. Yes, it does. She's like that because of her age. I yelled. RWBY's got a lot to learn. She's 15 and now attending Beacon Academy. Everything will be hard for her after skipping ahead 2 years, Weiss, 2 years. I let Weiss take the time to process that. Sorry that I'm yelling at you. I can't get through to your head if you won't let me finish. I said softly. Being a leader doesn't mean you should order everyone around with your suitable style. It means that you have to work together with others. You need to care for them, both friends and allies in and out, from facing Grimms to helping each other. Taro guarding the back door oinked, causing me to sigh in relief that no one will get in. RWBY's got the rough part on being leader almost close, but I know that she understands the concept of working together. Remember back in the initiation test? Weiss nodded. Had it not been for her, then I don't know what else would happen. Maybe you could have helped. But remember, it depends on the connection. The raw emotion of sticking together, you'd only command, not to make a plan like she did. I said. Bonds are what helps make you strong. Cherish them with your teammates and others. Keep it inside your heart, don't push it away. How would you understand how I felt? She yelled, looking like she was about to tear a bit. I've worked so hard, I disregarded other people because they wanted my family name. I wouldn't be able to make some like that easy. I looked down. Trust me, I was that way before I met my friends. I didn't want to make any at one point because of my fear, but after letting go of those cold emotions, I was embraced by warmth. I said, Weiss, please listen to me. Take this into your heart, don't waste it all away because of Ozpan's choice. I smiled, watching her cry a bit. Instead of aiming to become a leader, become the best teammate. I got up from the bench and hugged her closely. And friend, help RWBY, learn from your mistake and improve. I took a few steps back to let her open her eyes. I watched her smile grow softly. Don't be Weiss from the Schnee Dust Company. Be the Weiss we all want to know. I know that my yelling made her want to run away. I regret making her cry. It's the biggest violation of my gentleman rule, but I also wanted to be honest with her. She has to know this. I want to help her change through this canon. From what I've seen, nothing much has helped her improve later on through these next 3 volumes. But she keeps pushing others away by her cold emotions, the way she was because of her damn father. I'm aiming to help everyone with their problems one way or another. I whistled at Taro, who nodded, sitting his butt down beside me. And Weiss, I want to introduce to you here to Taro. I tamed him after I decided to stop fighting. I grinned. I know it's a bit sudden, but hey, it happened so. Weiss could only stare at my Borbatusk with a brow of hers raising. That's odd to do when you were fighting against him in Professor Port's class, she said. But I guess that's nice. Taro oinked again, decided to go ahead and roll down the stairs. The bright sky slowly changing into nighttime, I saw Weiss stare back with a nod. Well, thinking on heading back, or do you want to stay here for a bit? Weiss sighed. I'm going to stay for a bit more, she replied. I nodded, heading towards back down to my room. Hey, Ace. I stopped. Yeah. Thank you, she said. I know this may be weird just telling you after what you just said, but I'm sorry. I shook my head. Don't be, I went too far with you. I should be the one saying sorry. No, it's because of that. I'll be improving on who I am, Weiss said. I feel weird what you said, but I know it's progress. At first I'm quite skeptical on you being a solo huntsman. That's going to be hard to manage all by yourself. You already have the cooperation part done right. Yeah, that's going to be a difficult matter. But I'm technically a leader for your team as well, so I'm just doing my best to help. I said. I'm glad to hear that, Weiss. You know, it feels weird to be thanked for what I've just done. That I actually changed Weiss all in one day. I know I went a bit overboard on the subject, but God did it piss me off watching the same thing happen in front of me. I'm gonna go back to my room now, later Weiss. I said, moving down the stairs. Alright, next let's go ahead and meet RWBY. She's probably at her room, which is somewhat close to my room, so that'll be a pain to get to. See, I really just want to sleep on that good bed right about now. Boo, responsibilities and all, gotta at least do my best to help change them, or well, become better at who they were in volumes 1 to 3. Finally inside the dorm and noticing the RWBY label on the front door. I took a deep breath and almost knocked. Look, I'm just nervous when I'm entering on a girl's bedroom. It's my first time, alright. Knock knock. Who is it? Yeah, RWBY's definitely in her tired state after studying for a while. Hey RWBY, it's me Ace. Creak. RWBY slowly opening the door spotted me. Hey Ace. She yawns. What's up? Sorry for interrupting your studying session, but I hissed. I talked to Weiss. She stopped and let an "oh" out of her mouth. Right, that, she said. What did the two of you say? Oh right, Taro prevented her from trying to see what happened back when I was giving Weiss the talk. Long story short, it was pretty hard for her to accept it, but when she comes back. I smiled. It's as if you never knew her. RWBY raised a brow. Wah. What I said with her was all on my brutal honesty, I answered. While that's not a good thing, it helped Weiss open her eyes a bit. RWBY smiled. Really? I nodded. So, I sorta heard what Osborne said to you after that drama happened. RWBY tilted her head. But how? Aero, I said, simple as that. He understands human language, although it was temporary since he evolved into that. Both her and I shivered at the memory, but it was still cool when you get to see something like that in a battle. And that's why I knew, I said. As for Taro here, he prevented anyone from watching, so I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah. I didn't have my crescent rose when you two were there, and he was just lying on his butt down, so I guess that's okay. She said with a nervous chuckle. He's so adorable too, and fluffy. I let out a little laugh. I snapped my fingers, remembering what I was here for. Right, I came here to let you know something. What is it? RWBY asked. Never let the pressure of being a leader get to you, I said, straight to the point. What Osborne said is true at most parts, but I'll tell you what I think about his good old wise words. Being moved ahead is going to be tough at first, which it'll always be that way for everyone new, but you can ask for help from time to catch up with the difficult subjects you're studying about. I said. And give it your all like you always do, RWBY. How you should uphold being a leader should be easy for you, kiddo. I smirked. Uphold it with your teammates, your friends, become closer with them, grow with them. It ain't Team RWBY without the R, am I right? I smiled. RWBY's eyes widened. I swear I saw her cheeks flush. Hey Ace, what you just said helped me. If there's always something I have in mind, I'll definitely ask you for sure, big bro. Did she just call me big bro? Who? MYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYYY I frowned at first, making her a bit confused. Can't forget Osborne invited 2 people in Beacon. I jabbed a thumb to myself. It's odd that some stranger guy who came across an unusual experience, but yet the guy decides to invite me to Beacon. I shrugged with my smirk showing. Nothing wrong, except where I died. Ruby winced once I mentioned my death, raising her finger before I stopped her. Your questions will be answered once we take a break. Just bring Team JNPR and yours as well, once this whole drama ends, and once we all are free from classes, okay? I said. She nodded at that. I smirked. I'm a solo huntsman, but also a leader for both you and Genm. So I'll try my best to help whatever problems everyone has that's troubling them. I said. You know, it's hard to admit that Osborne hasn't made mistakes, but look at the next volumes. When he brought fucking Emerald, Mercy, Neo, and Cinder. Actually, now that I mention it, I'm assuming the headmaster at R. Signal or R I remember. The headmaster of Haven Academy. I feel like they either threatened the headmaster or applied fake transcripts that the 2 headmasters accepted. Just like how Genm was able to get in. But here's the thing. Osborne knew. Did he also knew those 4 were evil or something? Yeah, probably his naive personality got to him and so just did it. God fucking damn it, Osborne. Anyway, time to finish my speech. Finishing it off with a small boop on her nose. So if you need to talk to someone whenever anything like this happens again, just let me know, okay? I smiled. Alright, I'm gonna hit the hay now. Later, Rubes. Bidding my farewell to her as I walked towards my room, with Taro following along. Taro just let out a yawn. I hear ya. It gets tiring after helping out for once. I laughed for a little bit before a yawn entered. Damn, didn't think classes would be this long at all. Beacon Academy, Ace's room, evening. You just said you won't bring another one in here. Kuroto yelled out in agony, now having to deal with 2 Grimms now in the fray. Calm down. I yelled, this one here is quite lazy to be honest here. I can say for one thing, he's not going to bother your inventions so you're good. Taro just laid down on my side of the room and oinked. Okay, he's good. He smiled after that and a nod as well. Wait, that fast? I raised a brow. A Grimm who's just going to sleep is okay for you. MHM. Kuroto gave a thumbs up and a star shining on his teeth. Wow, I didn't think it would apply anime here. So, what happened while I was gone? I asked. This thing kept trying to ruin my next project for Gashats and I would like it if he went with you. Kuroto once again pissed, pointing at the sleeping arrow near my pillow. Alright, I held my arms in defense. I'll take arrow, but with Taro he can't come to my classes cause ya no. Just recently tamed him, but I doubt he'll bother ya. Kuroto's angry face changed into a smile and wept, clinging into my arms. Thank you. Oh, how much of pain and agony I had to suffer. Jesus Christ, it was that bad. So Kuroto, may I ask a question? He turned his head at me. You just did, he smirked. Oh, shut up, smartass, I laughed, fixing my throat. When I used Shakuriki Sports, it made me talk out loud with my thoughts. I handed Shakuriki Sports to Kuroto casually. Why did it happen? Well, since you're a bugster, I thought you could take the personality of these Gashats and give it a whirl. He shrugged. Wait, why? I said. He grinned. It was quite amusing to see the results and such risky results they were. Amusing my ass. I sat down on my bed as I took off my uniform and put them in the closet. Alright, here's my question. Do you possibly have Proto Bakuso bike with you? The answer I received was quite shocking. Kuroto quickly took out a silver briefcase, but once he opened the locks, the silver briefcase revealed all of the Proto Gashats. He smirked. Why yes I do. Ask me what you want. Pick anything you want. I bowed before him as much I hated to. You know, Kuroto, I thank you for being my lord and savior Gashat god. I said with tears popping out of my eyes. Kami. He pointed at himself. Right. So mind answering if you know why Dangerous Zombie doesn't level up. I think it's probably. Bonk. Ouch. I hissed, covering the sudden pain I feel from that karate chop. The hell was that for? Barker. Dangerous zombie isn't a level, Kuroto said. Sounds of the dangerous zombie rock played in the background. It's a variable level. Each time you die while using this gashat you get stronger. He points at the gashat I have with me. Ooh, I face-palmed and groaned. Good to know, although I want to ask you a question regarding a gashat that's related to emus. He piqued his interest further. Are you possibly building a gashat that would, oh I don't know, Dr. Mighty XX? Kuroto started laughing with no tears coming. He's actually holding his guts. Such a good eye. That gashat has been used for only once, but I'd have to possibly remake it from scratch. He sighed. Great. Guess I won't be able to use it firsthand. Alright, so dangerous zombie can't level up. He shook his head. It's not possible with a variable level. Damn, I was hoping it could have the 2XX variables. I'm schmert. How does Dr. Mighty XX work then? He smiled. It's another surprise. I hate surprises. I guess that's all I can ask you for now. Good night, Kuroto, I said, hopping into my bed and snoring not so loudly. Aero slept near my pillow, while Taro just simply got up to my belly and fell asleep too. He's so squishy. To be continued.